folks, welcome to yet another episode from TGV Global Speaker Series. And our guest for today is Zaynab Settimi, and she's from Brazil. So, as we prepare to delve into our conversation on the topic at hand, how to identify what makes you happy and how to build a routine around it, here's an exciting twist. First, let us tickle the brain of our guest. So, Zainab, get ready for a rapid fire round of random words. I'll mention a few, and I would love to hear the first thing that comes to your mind in response without thinking much. Are you ready for it?
Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that. Okay, here comes the first word: curiosity,
Essential,
creativity,
fun,
invention,
progress,
future,
hope,
book,
knowledge.
Leader,
Okay, guidance,
movie,
fun.
Happiness.
Just one word, reachable.
Universe.
Okay, universe, big,
Universe is big. Okay, the last one is psychology.
growth.
Awesome. Thank you so much for participating in the first rapid fire round so sportively, Zainab. There is one more rapid fire round waiting towards the fag end of the episode, so stay tuned. And folks, welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series where we embark on transformative conversations for a better future. I'm your host Naveen Samala, dedicated to making the world a better place through valuable discussions that add value not only to your life but also to your career. And thank you so much for tuning in. Zainab, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice, and I really appreciate you joining in this conversation. I'm looking forward to it. How are you today?
I'm very good, very excited for being here.
Same here. So, Zainab, let us get started. Probably you can share a bit about your personal journey and how you became interested in the topic of happiness and building routines.
Well, I've been dealing with anxiety and depression almost my entire life, so happiness wasn't very easy to me and wasn't but I really wanted to be happy. So I started looking for strategies to help me get there. And that's what I do and I share because I've been hospitalized 6 times due to mental health breakdown.
Oh my God.
It was very, very hard to me. And yeah, the last time I said this will be the last time I will do anything I have to do to not come back here again. So yeah, that's where it got me. And I've done and study a lot of psychology and counseling. So that's my background story.
Got it. So, Zainab, let's now talk about your success mantra. So, please share with us the top 3 things that have contributed to your success so far.
I'd say love because I got a lot of love from my family, from friends, from God, and they were very patient to understand that it wasn't me that wasn't good or unpolite to them, and they were awesome. But beyond love, counseling just helped me a lot. What I have in mind is like keep going, just keep going.
Keep going. Okay, great. And now let's talk about core of today's conversation about the happiness. So I have a question like identifying what makes us happy can sometimes be a challenge. And many a times people think happiness is a kind of destination, and people also think that, okay, if I do something or if I buy something or if I go somewhere, I'll be happy. But I'm not sure whether it is true. So, could you explain how the psychology techniques can help individuals track their mood and energy effectively?
Yeah, sure. So, one thing that I still use it to myself, but I highly recommend for everyone, and is to understand when you're happy, what makes you happy. So, for me, for example, I like messaging with my friends. This makes me happy. But a lot of people would say I should have not spent that many time looking at my cell phone. But it's understanding because looking at my cell phone could make me compare myself to others, think my life it's terrible and all that.
Yeah.
But I realized that for me, this was a source of happiness if I
Mm-hmm.
used it this way, just to talk to my friends, for instance. So the most important thing is to look beyond what people say on the actives and really be aware of yourself. So the technique that I love the most is pretty easy, but it's so important. So you measure your happiness during the day and
Mm-hmm.
you look at what you are doing. So for instance, maybe okay, so I have every day of the week and each
Mm-hmm.
hour I write whatever I'm doing and I rate it from 1 to 10. How
Mm.
happy am I doing that? And you do this for at least 1 week and you will be surprised on what we find out. For instance, the first time I did that, I had on my morning routine jumping rope.
Mm-hmm.
This, yeah, and I would that for 4 minutes.
Mm.
And the first time I did that, I just wrote like morning routine as a whole, and I rate like I don't know 6 maybe. I can remember, but once I wrote down every single activity. So like praying, it's a 10 for me. It's very makes me very happy. Reading, yeah, I love reading. So let's say 8. But when it comes to jumping the rope, it was like 3. So my overall happiness was being affected by
Mm-hmm.
this one activity. So this is another important thing. Just write down. So maybe you write down studying. Okay, but what are you studying? Um, the more you can have it clear your activities and what you feel about them, the
Mm-hmm.
easier it is to build a routine that makes you happy.
Hmm. Got it. Now let's move forward and please share some practical steps or exercises people can do to better understand themselves and their own happiness triggers.
Yeah, sure. So the first one was the one I just mentioned,
Yeah.
and there's another one. I think it's very, very helpful and the game changer. It's understand what you value. So, you can search for a list on Google and maybe even making a test.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at things and see what really resonates with you and then have make sure this is in your routine. So for instance, for me a big value is family. You will hear me talking about it a lot because it's really important to me. So I if I have to work 10 hours a day and not be with my family, this won't make me happy.
Mm.
Uh, as I mentioned, like if I'm traveling or someone in my family is traveling, I talk to them all day
Mm-hmm.
on on WhatsApp because this makes me happy.
Yeah.
So as I mentioned, you just have to look beyond on things people usually say it's bad for you. So I have a friend, she loves reading, but she just reads fictional books. Um, and his father tells to her, you should read something technical, something that's like personal development and all that. And she doesn't. And because this is important to her, this imagination,
Mm.
this fictional words she has access
Mm-hmm.
when read. So yeah, I guess values um, and tracking your mood and energy, which we can talk later. Because when we understand our energy, we can also um, choose the your routine based on that. So for me, for example, around 3 p.m.,
Mm-hmm.
um, I am so it's not my best time. My mind doesn't work as it uses to. So for me, it's not a time to have some very important task. because this won't make me happy, or even I won't get the best results from that.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's great. Now let's talk about a success story of someone who, through your guidance on these techniques, was able to significantly improve their happiness and the overall quality of life.
Yeah, sure. So I helped on this woman, Dorothy. She's a copywriter,
Mm-hmm.
and she has a very, how can I say that? She's always busy.
Yeah, okay.
And she believed that she should be always busy.
Mm-hmm.
And when she came to me, she said, I just want to feel my life is being well spent. What we did is like I mentioned to you. So, what would make you feel that your
Mm.
life's been well spent? So with working life, is it being more present? Is it romanticizing your life? And then that's what we did. We worked to romanticize her life, to help her prioritize what was really important to her. And we had like 3 sessions, and she has a very good feedback from those 3 sessions.
That's good to know, Zainab. And now let's talk about some misconceptions or the myths about happiness and routines you often encounter in your coaching conversation. And how would you debunk those myths or misconceptions?
Yeah, the first one you mentioned before, that people think happiness is on the destination,
Yeah.
and it is a pretty hard one to break. And a lot of times we're not happen during the process. We don't want, like, say I have to do a very important task that will change my entire life, and then I can think, okay, once I pass this test, my life will be awesome. Or I'm trying to lose weight. Okay, this is a personal example. I'm losing weight, so I
Mm,
have to wake up earlier to exercise. I have to eat better, eat less things that can affect my health and all that. And sometimes I just don't want to exercise. I just don't want to eat vegetables. I want to eat a big slice of cake.
mm,
But this is the thing. It's pretty easy for me to think, okay, when I have lost all this weight, I will be happy. But we must strive to be happy in the process. So, for
mm,
instance, I exercise doing something that I really like doing, or I love popcorn. So when I feel I have I really crave eating popcorn, I'll just go and do that because this makes my process better and really keeps me going. Of
mhm,
course, if I don't eat popcorn, I would reach it sooner.
mm,
But it's important for us to understand what makes us happy, to endure the process to do that. Also, another thing, another myth on happiness is that it comes naturally. Like
mhm.
one day you wake up and you're magically happy.
Mm,
And this is a very another one that's very hard to break as well, because you can think, okay, I'm not happy just because life is so hard to me. I
mhm,
mean, I wasn't lucky enough. I don't know, everything goes wrong with me. How will I be happy? Or, yeah, okay, it just can't be happy. And I was born and I was never happy. Well, this happened to me as well. And at an early age, like when I was 14, 15, and I hated everybody. I hated my life. I hated my school.
mm,
I I didn't have a good relationship with my family. And one day I just woke up and I decided, okay, I'll be happy. And from that day, and a lot of challenges and really bad things happened to me, but I had this commitment that
mhm,
nothing would make me unhappy again. And it really is a decision you make.
Awesome. And thank you so much for sharing so candidly your own story. And this is extremely incredible conversation. And it's time for us to spice up the episode and add some more excitement. So, with your consent, I'm going to bring in the set of intriguing questions to which you can answer them crisply. The second rapid fire round. Shall we do it?
Yeah, let's do it. Have fun.
Here comes the first bullet. If you could have one gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would it say?
Uh, Piccadilly Circus saying, keep going.
Hmm. And what are the top three things on your bucket list?
And I want to make a road trip on the beach from Northeast in Brazil. I want to live in France,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to run a marathon.
Wow. And wish you good luck. I hope you do all those things before we have our next conversation, Zainab.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, let's move to the next question. Can you describe yourself in just one word?
Resilient.
Resilient. And the next one is, what is your favorite vacation spot?
So I guess it's yeah, London. I've been there just once, but it was awesome. So
Okay, if you could win $1 billion lottery, what would you do with that money?
I don't know. Let's say so. Yeah, I don't have a version for this one.
Okay, fair enough. And here comes the last bullet out of rapid fire round. What is one electronic gadget or a fantasy gadget that you would like to see or invent yourself?
Smartwatches.
Good. And that was great rapid fire round. Let's sweep back to the mainstream. And as a parting thought, could you offer our audience a practical and actionable tip or technique they can start using today just to kickstart their journey towards a happier life? One tip.
Yeah. Well, I just shared the one about writing everything down, but I think I have another one.
Mm-hmm.
To understand the type of content you consume, because this really it affects our happiness, even though it doesn't seem to. So if you are always looking at things that are like political or the things that are going wrong in the world, it doesn't feel like it, but you will feel your heart will be heavier. So I know it's not easy to make these changes, and I myself I still watch true crimes podcasts, but not seeing the news as much really made me feel better. So I guess that's it. We must look for every part of our lives and understand what makes us happy, what makes us unhappy. So let's say if you have a religion, you must, maybe this is polemical, but just what I think. You just feel that's just right. And if you feel that it isn't, just maybe look another one, because this is an important part of your life. So as I said, like exercising, just find something that makes you happy. The thing is, we recognize when something makes us happy. So it's just being present, looking at your life and understanding, okay, the way I dress makes me happy. The way I talk, the way I talk to people makes me happy. The people who are around me makes me happy. So I could listen, spend the entire day listening, things like that. But the most important thing, as I said, is just knowledge. Understand every part of your life, every part of your day, and commit to make every single of these parts happy parts, even though they are challenging.
Amazing. So, guys, folks, whoever is tuned into this episode, I think we need to be watchful about what we are consuming on social media. It is going to have a negative impact. It is going to have a cascading impact which is going to impact our mood, our energy levels, and ultimately our happiness levels. I think that is the biggest takeaway for me. And Zainab, thank you so much. So before I let you go, please share with me how is your experience being hosted on the Guiding Voice platform.
Oh, I loved it. I love your questions. I must confess, I was very nervous to be here. It's the first show I'm invited to. So I was like, oh my God, how is it gonna be? But you really made me feel so comfortable to share.
Mhm.
Yeah, and on the topic, this made me very happy to be here.
Yay! Very nice. I am also super happy to have this wonderful conversation with you. So, Zainab, thank you once again for being part of our journey, and thank you for spending time with our audience and sharing amazing, amazing insights. Looking forward to one more conversation in the near future. So, thank you once again.
Thank you so much. I am very grateful and happy.
Yep. So, friends, that was our episode with Zaynab Settimi. And before we jump into the fun trivia section, we have a quick request. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Guiding Voice podcast from wherever you have tuned in, because subscribing keeps you updated on new episodes. And also, if you have enjoyed this conversation and found it useful, please share it at least with three of your friends or colleagues who would also like the Guiding Voice. So please spread the knowledge and help others grow just like you. Now let's cruise into the trivia segment of today's episode. So today we had some conversation around happiness and the psychology of happiness. I thought I would bring you some less known and intriguing facts about psychology. And here comes the first one, which is Capgras delusion. Capgras delusion is a rare psychological disorder where a person believes that a loved one has been replaced by an imposter who looks and acts exactly the same. And this condition is fascinating because it illustrates a profound disconnect between recognizing a person's physical attributes and emotional response, shedding light on the complexities of human perception. And the second one is about the misattribution of arousal. This psychological phenomenon reveals that individuals can sometimes misinterpret feelings of anxiety or fear as attraction. And it's intriguing to think that our psychological responses, such as a racing heart and sweat palms, can lead to mistaken perceptions of romantic interest, emphasizing the intricate interplay between our emotions and bodily reactions. And third one is about synesthesia. It is a captivating neurological phenomena where some people experience a blending of the senses. They may see colors when they hear music or associate specific tastes with certain words. The fact that sensory perceptions can overlap and can create unique, personalized experience is a testament to the diversity and richness of human cognition. So these facts highlight the complexity and fascinating aspects of human psychology that continue to intrigue researchers and individuals interested in the workings of the human mind. So that's it from my side from the psychology perspective. So I would love to hear from you. If you have come across any interesting psychology related fact, please share them with me. If you are watching this video on YouTube, you can comment there, or if you have found this episode on some social media platform, you can comment there as well. So that's it for today's episode, and thank you so much for tuning in and also for being part of our awesome community. Folks, we would love to hear from you. So do not hesitate to share your ideas, feedback, topic recommendations, or guest speaker suggestions either through our social media, or you can also email us at theguidingvoiceforyou@gmail.com, and let's create content that resonates with you. I'm your host Naveen Samala, a lifelong learner, and my goal is to have impactful conversations that improve not only your life but also your career. So until next time, take care, stay inspired, and remember, the future holds great things because the best is yet to come. Goodbye for now. See you all in the next episode with another amazing guest. Take care.